the young, and the restless. Welcome back to our channel, my beautiful, chaotic besties. Today is Tuesday, a beautiful, sun-drenched day outside, but inside my mind, it is a literal thunderstorm of unparalleled drama. You guys, I am deceased. Stop what you are doing and listen to me right now. I am literally shaking, okay? I am currently filming this on my phone while I am running my afternoon errands, clutching my overpriced iced oat milk latte with an absolute death grip because I just had to jump on here and vent to you all. We need to talk about this now. I am genuinely hyperventilating right now in the parking lot of Target. Send help. My soul has actually left my physical body and is currently hovering somewhere in the stratosphere. Like, I am personally offended and simultaneously totally living for what Matt Clark and Sally Spector just did. Bestie, be for real right now. This is not a drill. It is giving major, I cannot even energy. And we are spilling all the scorching hot tea right now. I am physically vibrating from the sheer audacity of this world-shattering saga. Did I say that yet? My brain is absolute mush. Moving on to the actual plot before I completely lose my mind. Wait, backtrack for a second. I missed a crucial step in the lore. Basically, Matt Clark desperately wants to stay in Genoa City. He is straight up trying to carve out a microscopic piece of existence for himself, but Victor Newman and Nick Newman are absolutely suffocating him. They are Shenep, basically crushing him out of town with the weight of their massive egos, because they are entirely convinced he is this massive walking liability, which, okay, valid, considering his deeply problematic history of terrorizing people. But the way they are doing it is so incredibly aggressive and deeply toxic. They are convinced his mere presence is entirely detrimental to their pristine, untouchable Newman empire. Nick is spiraling with his own dark demons and addiction issues, projecting all his rage onto Matt, and Victor is just being his classic dictatorial, mustache-twirling self. They are basically forcing Matt into a permanent exile. I was mid-skincare routine and literally smeared a charcoal mud mask all over my expensive white rug when I realized how far they were pushing him. Literally had to yeet my phone across the room because the tension is astronomical and I cannot handle the injustice of it all. So Matt, being the absolute calculating menace that he is, reluctantly agrees to leave. He puts on this whole elaborate performance, acting like he is just going to pack his little bags, tuck his tail between his legs, and fade into the sunset like a good little defeated villain. But, besties, let me tell you, the hatred in his eyes when he agreed, it was a cinematic mayhem of the highest order. He is genuinely consumed by pure, unadulterated vengeance. The resentment has completely killed any shred of rationality or humanity left in his dark soul. He is officially on my do not perceive list. I am so done with his toxic energy, but also I absolutely cannot look away from the impending car crash. He is standing there, pretending to concede to Victor's demands, but his internal monologue is basically a horror movie soundtrack playing on a loop. He is planning to burn their entire world to the absolute ground. There is no debate, no hesitation. The sheer, blinding hatred has annihilated everything else in his mind. He is plotting a revenge so dark it makes my stomach do backflips. Oh, hold on. I should have mentioned this earlier, but Victor is so unbelievably smug about this entire arrangement. He is literally sitting there in his massive leather chair, practically vibrating with joy, because he genuinely thinks he has successfully eliminated yet another threat to his precious legacy. He is so utterly arrogant, thinking he holds all the cards and has outsmarted everyone in the room, which is honestly so unhinged because he has absolutely no idea what kind of demonic plot is brewing right under his nose. Wait, did you guys hear that? There is this weird, high-pitched humming noise in my car right now. It is so distracting. Maybe it is my AC acting up again, or maybe it is just the sound of my own rising blood pressure. Whatever, I do not care. Back to the main tee. Victor is basking in his own glory, completely blind to the fact that his ruthless actions have just triggered a catastrophic chain of events. He is straight up manifesting his own violent downfall, and he does not even realize it. It is poetic justice, honestly, but also deeply terrifying. So Matt quickly realizes that he cannot take down the great Victor Newman all by his lonesome. He needs an ally. He desperately needs a partner in crime who is just as broken, just as furious, and just as deeply wronged by the Newman patriarch as he is. He is mentally scanning the entire chessboard of Genoa City, trying to find the perfect co-conspirator, someone who has been pushed to the absolute edge of their sanity, someone who has literally nothing left to lose in this cruel world. And who does he land on? Basically the most iconic, unhinged, unexpected choice possible. I am calling it right now, the villain arc is about to go entirely nuclear. He realizes that to pull off the ultimate world-ending revenge, he needs someone who matches his freak perfectly, someone who intimately understands the sheer gravity of Victor's toxicity and manipulation. He needs a woman on the verge of a nervous breakdown. And it is Sally Spectra. You guys, I screamed. I literally screamed into my fluffy pillow at 3 a.m. so loud my neighbors probably thought I was being attacked. Sally, who is currently pregnant, deeply paranoid, and having her entire company, Spectra Charles, ripped apart piece by Victor behind the scenes. She is already at her absolute breaking point, dealing with severe corporate sabotage and the lingering emotional trauma from losing her sweet baby Ava. And now Matt Clark approaches her. Bestie, the vibes are immaculate, but also deeply, deeply terrifying. And don't even get me started on the vibes. Sally is so desperate for a win, so desperate to protect her future and her unborn child, and she genuinely hates Victor with the fiery passion of 1,000 burning suns. The sheer audacity of this team-up is breaking my brain. I am clutching my chest in the middle of this parking lot because I am literally too unwell to handle this level of drama. The exact moment they meet up to discuss this dark alliance, the chemistry of pure, unfiltered hatred is palpable through the screen. They are sitting there, bonding over their mutual, soul-crushing disdain for Victor Newman. It is a trauma-bonding session from the deepest pits of hell. Matt is whispering his dark, twisted plans to take back control, and Sally, instead of running away screaming like a rational person with a pulse, is actually leaning in. She is straight up listening to him and nodding. I'm glitching. Okay, my brain just buffered for a second. Back to the main event. They are feeding off each other's rage, validating every single dark, intrusive thought they have ever had about the Newmans. It is a psychological masterpiece playing out right before our very eyes. They both know, deep down in their bones, that as long as Victor is breathing the same air as them, they will never, ever have peace. The stakes are astronomical, besties, and they are fully committing to the madness. And then they cross the ultimate. They do not just plan to ruin his business or expose his dirty little secrets to the press. No, no, no. They are plotting a literal assassination. I am not even exaggerating for dramatic effect right now. They genuinely decide that the only way to truly be free, the only way to secure their futures, is to violently end Victor Newman's life. I am physically vibrating from the shock. Who writes this? Give them an Emmy immediately. I am completely obsessed, but also shaking with terror. They are mapping out the blueprints of the Newman Ranch, tracking his security movements, figuring out the camera blind spot. It is giving high-octane heist movie, but with straight-up premeditated murder. Sally Spectra, fashion icon, brilliant CEO, and expecting mother, is now a willing accomplice to a literal hit. Did I say that yet? My brain is absolute mush. Moving on. They are fully committed to this deadly pact, and there is absolutely no turning back now. Fast forward to the actual night of the attack. The aesthetic of this entire sequence, oh my God, I cannot even begin to describe the cinematic perfection. It was all dark, moody lighting, with deep shadows creeping ominously across the screen. It honestly reminded me of that one indie psychological thriller movie from 2014, the one with the neon purple lights and the heavy synth pop soundtrack. I am completely obsessed with that specific vibe. I need to find the playlist on Spotify later and make it my entire personality. Anyway, snapping back to the main tee before I lose my train of thought, it is pitch black outside the ranch. The tension in the air is so incredibly thick, you could cut it with a butter knife. Matt and Sally are dressed in all black, sneaking through the night like literal phantoms of vengeance. The cinematic drama is a solid 10 out of 10. My heart was pounding so incredibly fast against my ribs, I genuinely thought I was having a medical emergency. They actually managed to breach the Newman house. They break in. The multi-million-dollar security system that Victor pays an absolute fortune for is basically rendered entirely useless against two deeply traumatized people fueled by pure, unadulterated spite and desperation. They are creeping silently through the massive, opulent hallways, sneaking past the expensive modern art and the ridiculously lavish decor. Every single floorboard creak made me want to pass out and slide right off my couch. Sally looks absolutely terrified but fiercely, undeniably determined, and Matt looks like a literal demon straight out of the underworld coming to collect a soul. They are expertly navigating the confusing labyrinth of the Newman estate, getting closer and closer to the master bedroom where the beast slumbers. I am narrating this absolute chaos to my steering wheel right now because I cannot contain the sheer adrenaline coursing through my veins. They are officially in the belly of the beast. And then the ultimate moment of truth arrives. They are finally inside Victor's bedroom. He is fast asleep in his massive bed. The great, untouchable Victor Newman, completely vulnerable, completely unaware that the Grim Reaper is basically standing right at the foot of his bed, and the Reaper happens to be wearing a chic designer trench coat. I was hyperventilating so hard, my vision actually started to blur at the edges. Matt is gripping the weapon, his eyes completely devoid of any human mercy or hesitation. Sally is standing watch by the heavy oak door, her heart probably beating completely out of her chest, sweating through her dark clothes. The sheer crushing gravity of what they are about to do is suffocating to watch. This is the man who has ruthlessly controlled Genoa City for decades, ruining countless lives, and his fate is currently resting entirely in the trembling hands of two people he completely and utterly underestimated. But wait, do they actually do it? The episode literally cuts off right at the climax. I am literally shaking with rage at this cliffhanger. Will Victor actually die? Is this the bloody end of a legendary era? Manifesting a total dumpster fire by the next update, because if Victor actually bites the dust, the entire Newman Empire will collapse into absolute, uncontrollable anarchy. Nick will lose his mind and probably relapse harder than ever. Victoria will go completely feral and burn the city down. And Adam, oh my God, Adam will probably lose his grip on reality too. The fallout will be absolutely apocalyptic. I cannot even begin to fathom the catastrophic consequences if Matt and Sally actually pull the trigger on this assassination plot. It is the most insane, world-ending tea I have ever witnessed in my entire life. And the writers have the audacity to leave us hanging like this. I am genuinely, deeply unwell. This situation is now my entire personality, and I am not okay. I am going to be pacing around my small apartment at 4 a.m. tonight, sending manic, breathless voice notes to the group chat until we get some actual answers. Besties, you need to tell me your wildest theories right now in the comments, because I am rapidly spiraling into a severe existential crisis over a fictional soap opera. My grip on reality is completely slipping through my fingers. If Victor somehow miraculously survives this assassination attempt, he is going to rain absolute hellfire down on both of them, and Sally's complicated baby drama is going to be the absolute least of her worries. I need to go scream into a pillow for the next 3 to 5 business days to process this trauma. Stay tuned, stay chaotic, keep your eyes peeled for the next episode, and I will see you in the next update.